My privilege to introduce an extraordinary young man. When the Guidance Center started working with Kevin a few years ago, he was struggling quite a bit, and he didn't see much hope for a future. So I am delighted to introduce you to Kevin Alegria, who's accompanied by two of his Guidance Center therapists, Heather Percy and Gabriella Chu. So Kevin, Gabriella, Heather, come on up.
Smile for them.
Good evening. My name is Kevin Alegria, and I'm a senior at Somerville High School. Thank you so much for being here tonight, for listening to my story, and for supporting the Guidance Center, which helps kids like me and families like mine. My mom was only 17 years old, 1 year younger than I am now when I was born in Metapan, El Salvador. Growing up poor, she didn't have access to an education, but she was smart. She knew she wanted a better life for me, so she decided that she wanted to pursue the American dream. When I was just 18 months old, my mom left me with relatives so that she could travel to the US. I didn't see her again until I was 10. Once my mom left, I stayed with extended family, all of whom were strangers to me. Most of them didn't care about me at all, and I was both physically and verbally abused. One of them frequently beat me with a belt because he didn't think that I talked manly enough or because I played with girls. He told me that I needed to act like a man and be one. I was only 9. Meanwhile, my mom worked hard and sent money back to El Salvador to pay for my education. Finally, when I was in 5th grade, my mom told me that it was time for me to join her in America. I was both excited and sad. Even though my life was really hard, it was the only one I knew. I loved my friends, my school, and my culture. America was totally unknown to me and filled with strangers. Because my mom left when I was so young, I didn't know my mom or my siblings when I got here. My trip to America took 15 days, traveling through some of the most harshest and dangerous environments in Guatemala and Mexico. I traveled with other 3 people through dangerous terrain, and we were forced to put our lives in the hands of violent strangers who were also dealing drugs. There were days and nights that we would go without food, and times that we had to hide from police helicopters. There was one night when we had to leave all of our bags and take whatever we were wearing for the rest of the trip. Finally, we entered the United States by crossing the Rio Grande at midnight. When I finally met my mom in Boston, it was the first time I had seen her since she had left for the US. It was my first time meeting my little brother and my little sister. I was 10. The first year being in America was really strange. I was just trying to get acclimated. I didn't speak English. The culture was completely different, and I had a hard time moving on from the past 10 years of abuse in El Salvador. I asked my mom for permission to do everything. I asked her if it was okay for me to eat. I asked her if I could go outside. I also realized that despite what my neighbors, family, and friends back in El Salvador believed, not everyone in America is lucky, wealthy, and happy. It was here that I experienced discrimination for the first time. Other kids and adults yelled at me and told me that I didn't deserve to live here. Despite my relationship with my mom and siblings, I started to feel very sad all the time. I started doing poorly in school, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to live anymore. The trauma that I experienced before I came to America still haunts me, and in my early teens, I began hurting myself. I was hospitalized 3 times, and 2 years ago, when I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, and depression. During the first hospitalization, I told my mother what had happened to me in El Salvador. She didn't know anything about it until then. It was during my 3rd hospitalization that I began working with Heather Percy and Gabby Chu, my wonderful therapist from the Guidance Center. Even before I left the hospital, they helped me understand how my trauma and thoughts and feelings around it were causing me to be self-destructive. I started to realize how important it was for me to get control of my feelings. Heather and Gabby have been a lifeline for both me and my family. They helped me learn how to process and express my feelings in a healthy way so that my family could understand what I've been through. My mom and siblings finally know why I was so sad and also have the tools to help me get through tough times. Heather and Gabby literally taught my family how to talk to me and I to them. They helped me distinguish between the sadness because of my past trauma and normal teenage worries like getting grades and getting into college. Heather and Gabby did so much beyond therapy for me. They talked to my guidance counselor at school so that I would get emotional and academic support. They taught me how to organize my school assignments so that I can complete them successfully and hand them in on time. They made me feel comfortable asking my teachers for any help if I needed it. With all the support, I felt much better. Last year, I began doing well in school. This year, not only I'm an honor student, but I'm also taking AP Psychology. I'm involved in extracurricular activities, including Best Buddies, the Italian Club, the Gay Straight Alliance, and the Senior Class Advisory Committee. Heather and Gabby helped me with my college applications and actually visited colleges with me. Because I am going to college, this is not going to be the end. I just got accepted to Suffolk University, and I'm waiting to hear back on my other applications. Thank you. Like other high school students, like other high school seniors, I'm struggling to figure out how I will pay for college and how I will do there, but I now know that I have the skills to figure it out. My dream is to go to college, get my degree, and become a successful person here in America. With my paperwork filed for citizenship, I want to be able to contribute to this country, to work hard and use all my skills to make the world a better place. I want to make my mom proud of me and show her that all her hard work and sacrifice was worth it. I'm looking forward to the day I can say to her, "Look, Mom, I've made it." My last name, Alegria, means happiness in Spanish. I finally feel like I can have a chance to be happy. Thanks to my mom, Heather, and Gabby, and the Guidance Center. Before I came to this country, I had a dream for what life in America could be. I now actually think it's possible. Thank you so much for supporting this life-changing organization.
God, amazing, isn't it? Kevin, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's unbelievable what he has lived through, and we're grateful for you for being able to share that with us tonight. It certainly wasn't an easy thing to share. There's so many ways that all of you here tonight in the audience can help families like Kevin's who have been changed by the Guidance Center.